Good afternoon, or good morning, depends on where you're at, or even good evening. Welcome to the CPM channel for the Naval Construction Force. The CPM Basic Overview. Construction Project Management Tool is a standalone custom-coded Microsoft Access-based project planning and management tool that supports and enhances the project supervisor's ability to plan and execute a construction project. Some of the key terms that you will see in CPM and also in the NTRPs is the building materials, which is the file of all project materials that can be uploaded to CPM. In a later, I will show you the format of your BOM that it needs to be. The CA, the construction activity. The CCB, which is the configuration control board. That is the group of stakeholders that get together and with your recommendations, we see how to improve the application to make it more user-friendly. We have come a long way since 7.4. We are now in 3.1. CPM, which is the Construction Project Management Tool. A CSV is a comma separated values. So the CSV you would export from JCMS of 5.0 or higher, and then you could import it into CPM. We also now have a CSV file that is in your PSR, which you can take from CPM and upload to Redeye. JCMS, the Joint Construction Management System. MA, Master Activity. MD, Man Day. MH, Man Hour. MS, Microsoft. QJ is Quick Jump, and you'll see Quick Jump in your Construction Activity tab. Work Element, which is the tools, equipment, etc. that you need in documentation. The operating system requirements. It is recommended that you use a government issue computer or NMCI or OneNet. But if you do have to use your personal computer for work, these are the requirements for CPM. Explain the purpose of the CPM tool. So the intent of this is to provide instruction on how to use the tool to support and enhance the project supervisor's ability to plan and execute construction projects. CPM is not a replacement for the processes and procedures you learn in NCTC's now planning and estimating course. It used to be project management course. There are some differences that you would see in both courses. CPM cannot handle a split activity, which is indirect activities like rain delay or toolkit inventory or any of those other indirect activities that you would have on your project. Some best practices. It's always important and a good practice to save a copy of your CPM database before opening it and making any changes. This way, if you happen to accidentally hit clear at database or update with a previous version or master activity, CAS activity sync, and you didn't like the outcome, you can always refer back to the original CPM file. Always close CPM with the Exit Database button. If you use anything else, there's no guarantee that it will save upon closing. Initiating and running CPM from a shared location is not recommended. It can corrupt your file, so it's not recommended to open it from SharePoint, shared drive, a hard drive, a cloud, but OneNet, or I'm sorry, OneDrive is acceptable because that is on your desktop. So you have to put it on your desktop, do your changes, and then re-upload it to wherever it has to go. JCM exports, like I said, is 5.0 and higher. They should not be modified or edited in any way prior to importing the CPM. If you do so, it is not guaranteed that it will work correctly. Recommend exiting the database after manually removing attachments and after performing a clear entire database. That is to ensure everything has been taken off. Database administration form facilitates the detecting and setting of Microsoft reference libraries. We now have it defaulted where it will reset the reference libraries every time. If you're still using older versions, it is recommended that you get up to 3.1. Use a standard calendar when you're in Microsoft projects. Do not try to import a calendar from the command. It is not in the proper format. During export and import, do not use Microsoft projects prior to importing CPM. Do not close projects prior to importing the CPM. If you do, there's a chance you can lose everything you did. And then you would have to re-export it and then re-import again. It's always best practice to also save a copy of your Microsoft project file before uploading back into CPM. MS Project will automatically close after the data has been imported into CPM. Prior to using your Microsoft project, it is recommended that you have these settings on Microsoft projects prior to doing any scheduling, resource leveling, to ensure that it works correctly and that no one has messed with Microsoft projects. Some more best practices: performing a sync by cache sheet. It is recommended that you do not sync master activities between a lower version and 3.1. It is recommended that they both be the same version. The CAS Resource Crew tab is locked for editing once the project has been pushed to Microsoft Projects. That is when it was pushed for the very first time. After that, all resource updates have to be done on projects. You can still add crew to the utility tab, but you will not be able to assign them in your CAS sheet unless you go back to Microsoft Projects and assign them that way. It is recommended to align your crew after you have been scheduled, approved, and baselined in Microsoft Projects and import it back into CPM. Delaying the crew alignment avoids potential rework with active date and active end date, which is updated each time the project is baselined and updated. Navigating inside the CPM organization, and we are just going to do a quick overview. We'll get further into this in another presentation. So just like in the NTRP, there's a 5-folder example. CPM is also in that form mark. So as you see here, this is the main page of CPM, and down there in the project navigation, those are your 5 folders packages. Utility is just an added feature because we added some other items to help with the organization and managing of your project. All right. Applying CPM project database main menu, navigation features during the use. So again, this is the main page of CPM. As you can see, the location of number 1 is what the version you're on. Like I said, we are currently on 3.1. When we go up any higher, we'll send out videos of just telling you what has changed. Number 2 is always today and the time that you opened it. Number 3 tells you whether this project has been baselined or not. If it's yellow, it's not. If it's green, it has. Number 4 is that admin form. Number 5 is where you can go for the help desk. And number 6 is the main menu for the project. And we'll get further into that of what is required to have to start your project. Number 7 is a quick snapshot based off your CAD sheets that you put in the project. You will not get the final duration and things of that nature until you do a baseline. Navigation in CPM, navigating features in CPM. So how to print. So if you go to any one of these forms in any section, you'll see the asterisks. The red asterisks mean that it is required as a minimum to complete a CAD sheet, a form, etc. The second part is you always see a paper with a magnifying glass. That will show you a preview, and then you can print from that preview. Saving a copy. Like I said, it is always best to save a copy of CPM before you use it. So you would take the copy here, repaving the runway, by right-clicking and going to copy, and then going to paste, and it will paste a copy. It is always recommended to work on the copy. In case anything goes wrong, you have the original to go back to. Database administration form. Like I said, you click on admin form. This form comes up. It will tell you what version of Office you're using, what version of projects you're using, if you have projects. If you don't have projects, that is fine. You can still open your CPM database without projects. All projects is doing your resource leveling and scheduling. As you see down there at number 3, it's reset the reference databases. Is always checked. And then you click on CPM and you're back to CPM. Now, the next section we're going over is how to clear the entire database. So when you push the red button and you clear, there's no undo. All the data is lost. That's why it's always recommended to make a copy prior to clearing any database. It's going to say, are you sure? You hit yes, and it's going to clear. If you hit no, you can cancel it if you realize that it's not what you want to do. But once you do, CPM will look like this. Availability factor and mandate equivalent is always defaulted to these two numbers, so don't worry that they're in there. That is a default. They can be changed, and that'll be shown in a later slides.